Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. On the agenda tonight, I've been asked to have a look at a performance that somebody has made the suggestion they think is not fully live or it might be pre-recorded, and then the video that we're looking at is not actually the audio that we're hearing. So we will jump into it and see what we can see. As always, the link to the original video can be found in the description below if you want to watch it the whole way through without me analysing things, or if you want to cross-reference anything that I'm saying or pointing out. But we will have a listen and see how they get on.
I think we're just going to have to pretend like that air conditioner's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, with the request, the person did say that they thought maybe Josh Turner here, who's going to be playing guitar, acoustic guitar, and supplying the lead vocal, maybe he said that at the beginning to maybe try and throw people off, that it is going to be fully live, but it wasn't really live, and then is recorded after the fact. Just to let you know, that's what came in with the request.
All right. Operator, oh, would you help me place this call? The number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray.
So I'm just going to jump in here, and I mean, I suppose a bit of a clue as to what's going on here is that I'm occasionally kind of looking away from the video and the performance and just listening to it, because I know that to begin with, people listening to the audio might think, oh, well, this sounds really crisp, and the vocals are really clear as well. Listening to the acoustic space, the environment that they are sat in, and then what we're hearing absolutely stacks up when you're listening to this through reference speakers in a studio. But I know that people that might know about condenser mics and having maybe performed into one or sung into one, they'll think, oh yeah, but how come we are getting the stereo spread that we've got? Because we've got vocals in the middle, the lead vocal, and we've got everything on screen panned exactly where it is. If you've got speakers and you can appreciate the spread that we've got in the stereo field, or if you're listening through headphones, then you'll be able to appreciate it as well. Have a listen.
A guy she said she knew well and sometimes hated. Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget.
Because you can hear the guitar that's playing the fills, which is in the middle of the screen here, ever so slightly off center. But the great thing is that when something is set up to be fully live, as this is, over on Josh's channel in the description, you can see that he says recorded live on a Zoom H6 and a U87AI. So it means that it depends how big, the picture is that you're looking at, because this might kind of blend in to the background. But this is the Zoom H6 that we've got here, and then we've got the U87AI, which is the condenser mic in the middle. Now, when you add these two things together, it will explain why we're getting this spread, because we're getting obviously the feed and the audio from the condenser mic, and that's going to be very much for this lead vocal. But then we've got the Zoom H6. I might be able to edit it into this video so you can see at the top of it, you've got microphones that look like they go across each other in order to give you that stereo field. We've got two mics, and that's what you need in order to get this sound. So everything as to how it looks and how it sounds from a technology perspective is already explained. So if you go down that theory of thinking, oh, well, there's only a condenser mic here and it should be recording in mono, so how are we getting this separation in the stereo field? That's all explained with what we can see on screen and in the description of the video. And I have run the vocals through the pitch monitoring software as well, just to show that it is a fully live vocal and that we're going to be getting regular resets because of the natural human voice that we're dealing with. But I will just throw in here, from a technical perspective and a performance perspective, this is a great performance and a great take of this particular song, the classic Operator and Jim Croce. Having this blend of instrumentation and the vocals, the harmonies which we're about to hear, is just spot on. And I think at the end of this video, you guys can go over to Josh's channel and check it out, watch it independently, because at the end of this performance, you can tell that they all feel like they've nailed it, that they thought that was pretty good. So it's just a great take of this particular song. But let's have a listen.
Get all that and give me the number if you can find it.
So already here with the lead vocal, we can see the B3, we're sharp of it the first time that Josh hits it, and then we are flat of it the second time that he hits it, even though the melody is going back to that same place. And it's not something that is ever going to register really unless you're looking at it. You can't tell that it's actually been sharp and then flat. So a perfect contradiction of hitting the note bang on, but it sounds like it's just that accurate that it has been hit bang on. So yeah, these vocals aren't tuned, of course, because it's a live performance, and this is just the audio that happened at the time. So yeah, great to listen to. Let's listen.
So I can call.
And again here, the A3 slightly sharp, and then the next time he goes to that A3 with the melody, he's absolutely bang on what would be a full 40.
Just to tell him I'm fine and to show.
And again, I mean, this vocal is so solid, and I know that in the description he did say that he had a cold, but this is the kind of vocal and song really that is just dependent on having this cool, easy delivery to it. It's not, I mean, Jim's vocal style not really being one of those that is going to be kind of belting in chest voice or anything like that. It's all about that storytelling quality, that folky delivery. So it just sounds absolutely spot on when you roll it in with that storytelling, that talking quality, just almost like talking on pitch, which is very much kind of how it strikes you. But then when you look at it on screen, you can see how accurate it actually is.
I've overcome the blow.
In this particular case with Josh,
I learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels.
And this is a really cool arrangement as well, because we've got those fills being played in the background, and Josh is actually playing a few fills anyway with his playing on the acoustic, and the second acoustic we've got just blends so well. And when you have two players, and two technically great players for playing this particular song, putting all the fills in there, obviously that stereo field really helps as well, so you can hear exactly what that second guitar is doing with the fills, but then what the main guitar that Josh is playing, or at least the one that is highest in the mix, we get to hear all of that playing absolutely solid. And I think with the bass, because a lot of the bass notes that are being played are going to be replicated on the guitar, because he's not playing kind of way down there, he's kind of using that bass line to follow along with the chords and the root note of the chords that Josh is playing. It means that just kind of gives you that underlayer, that thick underlayer, which again, maybe if you were listening to that and you didn't know what was going on, you might think, oh, well, that sounds too full, as in the root notes of the guitar sound like there's too much there, but the bass is doubling up on those. So that's again the explanation for that. There's an explanation for everything that you see and hear in this video. That is a genuine explanation for hearing an actual live performance.
Operator, well, could you help me, please?
Again, look at the way that Josh came in there. Just bang on the B3, went a little bit sharp, came down. Second time, a little bit sharp, and came down a little bit sharp. but then drifted down again. Absolutely spot on.
This call, can't read the number that you just gave me. There's something in my eyes, you know it happens every time. I think about the love that I thought would save me.
Anyway, yeah, we're just going to be in danger of listening to this, but I just wanted to let it go on so that now we can see where we've got the harmonies come in. Have a listen to this. I'll just take it back so we can appreciate it.
Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that.
And now you can get an even deeper appreciation of this spread that we've got going on, because the bassist's harmony line that he's supplying on that right hand side is way over there, so you can really start to pick out everyone now.
And give me the number if you can find it.
And of course backing vocals aren't tuned either,
so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. That's not the way it feels.
So yeah, really cool performance here. And again, because I think when it is a genuinely live performance and everything that we're seeing, we are hearing, and yeah, we've even been given the breakdown of what's been used here from, you know, a gear perspective to achieve this sound, then, you know, watching the video, you can just enjoy it. And yeah, I am conscious during the analysis videos that when there isn't anything to point out as to maybe something that we've heard that isn't appearing on screen, obviously that then makes the analysis video, I guess, a bit longer because I'm explaining about different parts of the video like that. But when it's a genuinely live performance, yeah, I'm not going to play the whole performance here because you can go to Josh's channel and check it out and just listen to it from beginning to end, knowing what it is now. And yeah, maybe put on some headphones and appreciate this space, the spread that we've got. But also, it was just at the beginning, Josh genuinely saying that they'll have to try and ignore that air conditioning that's going on or making a noise because, yeah, it might be a little bit off-putting, but once everything comes in, that very much falls into the background. So yeah, just a really cool performance. What I want to do is just take it to the end. Let me see, because when I said about, you can tell that they feel that like they've just nailed the performance. They absolutely have. For this whole 3.5 minutes of the performance, just everything seems to be spot on. There might be occasions where the fills on that second guitar drop into the background a little bit, but I mean that's explained away really as just playing dynamically, but also just fading into the background a little bit artistically and intentionally. And even if there might be a spot where the changes or maybe one of them isn't as smooth as the player wants it to be, they might just kind of play a little bit more quietly and then come in a little bit more loudly when they're kind of back on track with those particular fills. So yeah, there's lots of ways to explain, and there is an explanation for everything that we're hearing. And just to mention that it is Carson, that's who's named in the description of this video, playing that second guitar, supplying all of those fills. But like I said, you guys can go and watch this over on Josh's channel, but let's just watch the
and show I've overcome the blow. I learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels.
Just to mention as well, you might take for granted how tight this is, the way that everybody's on the same page, the timing is spot on, and it's not as if they're going to be playing to a click track, because, I mean, if they were playing to a click track, it would be an impossible setup, because the only person that would be hearing it here would be on bass, because the bassist is the only person with headphones on, therefore might have a feed to a click track. So now everyone would have to follow the bass. But the prominent instrument really here is Josh's guitar. The acoustic, his speed, the way that he's playing is determining the tempo of this whole performance, which means that this guitar and Josh supplying that tempo, which means now all of the fills are going to be played in relation to that. The bass is going to be played in relation to that. And, you know, the shaker is going to be in relation to that as well for the timing. So if the bassist was playing to a click, it means that Josh would have to edit his playing and his singing to try and measure himself against the bass, which is never going to happen. I think more likely this is just going to be being able to hear the bass and maybe the vocal or the overall sound, but yeah, just having a separate sound for his bass if he's going DI, just having that feed, not too loud, but just so he can hear it a little bit more clearly, with the acoustic guitars being louder than him trying to hear his bass. Because if he hasn't got an amplifier, for example, and he is going DI like into a mixer, then he'll need that feed just to hear his bass a little bit more clearly. But anyway, let me just let this play on.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a reason to feel good about that. Just, yeah, a great take of that, and a fully live take, and that can happen with great musicians, that you can go through a song and just all be on it for that particular take, and that was the case here. There really wasn't anything that you could point out. That stood out as maybe, yeah, being a little bit rough, and then they had to recover from it. It was just a great take of that particular song, Operator, by Jim Croce. So thank you guys for requesting for me to take a look at this particular video, and I know that the result that we have, the conclusion that's being drawn, is the opposite of what the requester thought, but this is the point with the analysis videos. It could be anything. We just analyze each video in exactly the same way, and then we just find out what it is, because, you know, the objective data, especially with the pitch monitoring software, everything that we do, and the analysis will always just tell us what is going on during a performance, and it can be one of many things, but it just so happens that this is just fully live, and it is exactly what it looks like. So yeah, a great performance here by Josh and the gang. So keep those requests coming to requests@wingsofpegasus.com. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Rock!